I give this back to you? All right, good evening, everyone. I will call the March 11th, 2024 meeting in the Newtown Township Board of Supervisors to order. I will apologize for our late start, but we did meet in executive session at 6 p.m. Where we discussed litigation matters, specifically 11-15-17 Campus Boulevard. The applicant is seeking a variance to allow temporary parking for the facility at the subject property. The applicant is Porsche. With regard to personnel matter related to the policy manual. With that being said, Mr. Nease, please call the roll.
Mr. Altieri.
Here.
Ms. Roberts Lightcap.
Here.
Mr. Russo is not here. Ms. Chandler.
Here.
Mr. San Francesco.
Here.
Your solicitor, engineer, and manager are here.
Thank you very much. I'll now move down to the moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. And we'll stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Section 5, agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved. Second.
Motion was made by Supervisor Roberts Lightcap, seconded by Supervisor Chandler. Is there any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries unanimously. We'll now move down to section 6, public comment for agenda items only. If there's any members of the audience who have any public comment related to an agenda item, please go to the podium, state your name and address for the record. For the record reflect, there is no public comment. We'll now move down to section 7.1 minutes. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from the February 26, 2024 meeting?
Second.
Motion was made by Supervisor Chandler, seconded by Supervisor San Francesco. Is there any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Section 8, presentations. 8.1, Officer of the Year Award, Chief Lunn.
Good evening. Thanks for the opportunity to be here tonight. Our award tonight is the Cunningham Officer of the Year Award. This award is named in the memory of Sergeant Clinton Cunningham, who passed away unexpectedly in 2018. Here tonight to help present the award is Kelly Cunningham. Also, their 4 children are here. Harry Lynn, Dan, Devin, DJ, and Sean. The recipient of this year's award is Traffic Safety Officer Tyler Vandegrift. Tyler was nominated for this award by his fellow officers. Those that nominated Tyler had this to say, these reasons why they felt he was worthy of this award. Tyler promotes a sense of community within the department by working with each platoon and stepping up to help answer calls when needed. Trains fellow officers in various aspects of the job and shares his knowledge of the job with others. He advances the priorities of the department through completion of work assignments, recognizes his role in achieving departmental goals, and is motivated by the pursuit of excellence. Tyler's passion for traffic enforcement and upbeat personality are huge assets to Tyler as a training officer in DUI detection and standardized field sobriety testing, as well as CPR and first aid training. He's also used his talents to assist the Marple Police with training, which only further improves our department's reputation. Tyler also has taken various courses related to accident reconstruction, an area of expertise in which our agency needs trained personnel. Another officer said, as a shift supervisor, Tyler has been a huge asset. While his day-to-day job function may be different from patrol, Tyler has the awareness to know when patrol can use an extra set of hands. Above all, Tyler's positive attitude towards our department and law enforcement as a whole is his greatest asset. Initially, Tyler was not selected to be the full-time traffic safety officer, but at no point did Tyler's attitude change or his willingness to do the job falter. Then when the opportunity presented itself, Tyler stepped up to fill the position, even knowing that it may only be in a temporary assignment. People tend to excel in the positions they are passionate about, and this is clear in the case of Tyler. Tyler conducts himself by looking at the big picture and being solution-oriented. Another officer said Tyler's positivity helps form a culture within the ranks that our department strives for. His passion for certain niches of the job, such as traffic enforcement, help motivate the newer generation of officers within the department. If you haven't noticed, Tyler loves to talk. When I see Tyler interact with the community, he can easily carry a conversation and quickly lower the guard of someone that may have preconceived negative ideas about police officers. These interactions are very important in our line of work and embody our motto of police and community working together. Our 2024 Officer of the Year is Tyler Vandegrift. Thank you. Now we'll empty out the room.
Thank you. I'll let everybody leave, take a little recess here. All right, we are going to go a little bit out of order on this. We are going to take the section 14 land development approval next, 14.1, which is the land development application of 326 Bishop Hollow Road. They are represented by counsel. Mr. Angelos is approaching the podium. I will note that the board is in receipt of the landscape plan that was requested by the board, designed by Kelly Engineers and dated, what is this, November 24th, 2023. With that being said, Mr. Angelos, I will turn it over to you, sir. You can.
It is now. Sorry. As you may recall, in the course of our presentation on the 26th, we had indicated that we would comply with the arbiter's review letter. And it was brought up that it would be helpful if we were to submit a landscaping plan. I just want to note that we did some research prior to coming in tonight. We believe that the trees that were on this property, which I believe was roughly 16, were actually taken down around 2017 or 2018. My client purchased the property in May of 2023. We are, however, despite the fact that I don't believe it's required to replace any of those trees, we are proposing 20 trees to be planted on the property. So 16 large trees and 4 evergreen trees, along with some additional shrubs. So at this point, I would like to have our engineer, Mr. Janetka, go over the plan, and if the board has any questions, we can answer them.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Can you just do me a favor? If you could take that microphone that Ernie has, because it's going to be recorded and it's being live streamed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So essentially what we have here is the site plan with the existing trees in red, if you can see that on your exhibits. Trees that are existing on or near the property are in red, and all the proposed plants are in green. What we are proposing is obviously compliance with the street tree requirements, the house planning requirements around the perimeter of the house, generously based on a 300-foot perimeter of that house rounded up, as well as some plantings around the existing house. We have some trees, large trees along the driveway. And we have some large trees that delineate the property boundary between lot 1 and lot 2. So we almost have sort of 2 rows of large trees that separate the road from lot 1 and lot 2 from lot 1. There was some question by the arborist about the existing 40-inch tree that's at the left front corner of the property, or I guess it would be the northern corner of the property. We believe we can build the driveway and not damage that tree. However, we are erring on the side of caution, and we're assuming that that tree may not survive this application, let me restate that. We are erring on the side of caution and not planning on removing the tree and believing that we will save the tree, but we're going to act as if the tree is going to be removed, and we're going to replace it with 4 large deciduous trees and 2 smaller deciduous trees pursuant to the ordinance requirements. So that's what you see on this plan. We have some species of, we have red oak and red maple species. We have pin oak. We have eastern redbud for the flowering trees, flowering dogwood, so a handful of evergreens. We've opted to really try to keep the evergreen use to a minimum, and then a smattering of different shrubs across the 2 lots. So that's essentially what we're proposing. And if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer.
I did. Did you work with the neighbor to the right that has the existing house to put any trees? Did they want any trees between the 2 properties?
No. Yeah, there hasn't been any discussion.
Could you engage with them to see if and when? Because I know that's the only house back there. And then you're.
Are you talking about the existing flag lot or
Correct.
the single home?
the
No,
exist-
I did not.
So all the way in the back, there's that one house?
Correct, yes,
And you're building the house kind of right next to it?
correct, yes.
Is there any discussion? Did you ask the neighbor? Did you want anything just to replace? He's been back there all by himself for,
No, I mean, the only thing, we've had multiple conversations. I have his cell phone number. I mean, he knew when I was buying the property, that's what we were doing, and he
right.
never had any objections or anything negative to say about it. He was wondering when somebody was gonna buy it. So, no, we didn't speak about that or anything.
I don't mind this, but I would just engage to make sure if you're planting the trees and being a good neighbor with the
Yeah.
whole, see if he does or does not want that.
Down that property line in
Yeah.
between the houses.
In addition to this and like the future. right? This, you're
Correct.
not talking about this, the whole, yeah, okay. All right.
I don't mind, I won't hold this up for that, but if you are gonna plant trees,
Mhm.
just conditionally,
Absolutely,
it would be
100%. I will promise you that I will call him when I get my truck tonight.
perfect. Thank you.
Any other questions from the board?
Are these through the guidelines of the native species that, our Shade Tree Commission and our EAC?
This is
right
off the township, I believe.
Microphone. Microphone.
Apologies again. These species are right out of the chapter 158, I believe it is, the township tree ordinance. Or am I mixing that up? But it's out of your township code, the species list out of the code.
And the caliber of these trees are,
They're 2.5 to 3 inch minimum. The evergreens are 10 feet tall, and the shrubs are 24 to 30 inches tall. And all those are the sizes required pursuant to the ordinance.
okay. Just to follow up on, Supervisor San Francisco, I agree. If you can put more, on that neighbor, just if they want them, that would be it would be a bonus. And we appreciate that you came back in the 2 weeks and brought us this landscape plan.
Absolutely.
So, thank you.
Any other questions from the board? Only thing I'll ask is we are in receipt of the March 9th, 2024 review letter from the Township Arborist. I believe you've received a copy of that too, Mr. Angelos?
Yes,
And everything in that essentially is a will comply?
yes,
Okay. Okay, I
as,
have,
as was previously with the engineer's review letter.
Yep.
Of January 17th. I believe.
yep. Okay. Mr. Sikora, do you have anything that you need to add from a legal solicitor's office perspective?
Hold up was the landscape plan, and you have that now.
Okay, perfect. All right, then I will turn this over to Mr. Supervisor San Francisco for the resolution.
Whereas applicant J Rook Property LLC applicant regarding its property at 326 Bishop Hollow Road plans to subdivide the mentioned property into 2 lots and creating a flag lot behind the existing dwelling on what will be the front lot. Now therefore be resolved, the Board of Supervisors of Newtown Township as follows. 1, the 2 lot subdivision set forth on the plans is conditionally approved, subject to following conditions of this resolution. 2, the following waivers are granted which must be set forth on the plans. A, the waiver of 148-12 allow the subdivision application to be considered and reviewed as a final plan rather than separate preliminary and final applications. B, a waiver of 148-34 and 134-35 regarding the installation of concrete curbing and sidewalks along Bishop Hollow Road frontage, as there is no adjacent sidewalks, curbing, or extended lengths on either side of premises of Bishop Hollow Road. Applicants agree to pay the township a contribution of $2,500, contribute to the sidewalk trail construction elsewhere in the township. 3, the approval of the subdivision is conditioned upon the following. A, applicant will provide new legal descriptions for both parcels reflecting any easements and record new deeds reflecting the same. B, compliance with conditions and recommendations set forth in the affirmation DCPD recommendation letter, Township PC memorandum, Township Engineer letter, Fire Marshal review letter, and Arborist review letter. C, the applicant will coordinate with the township and post office for a mailing address for the new lot that's acceptable to the Township Police Department. D, no certificates of occupancy may be granted for the new lot until such time all requirements of the DEP sewage facility planning requirements and or waivers have been met. E, the applicant will pay a fee of $3,673 in lieu of providing recreational land pursuant Newtown Code Section 148-41. Payment of the affirmation $2,400 set forth paragraph 2B. G, the applicant will pay all fees in accordance with the township code, including stormwater management fees and inspection fees. H, compliance with the township Commonwealth codes, ordinance regulations, and permit requirements, including but not limited to stormwater management agreements, escrows, and all ENS requirements. I, the applicant will coordinate with the township arborist regarding the documentation of replacement, including size and type, and trees lost or damage related to the development according to township code. J, payment of all outstanding fees, deposits, and costs owed to the township by the applicant shall be made prior to recording the plans. 4, the applicant will coordinate with the township engineer recording pages of the plan and are to be recorded making any modifications to the plans compliant with this resolution. 5, the applicant will create a subdivision and construct the facility strict conformance with the plan except as otherwise modified herein or otherwise approved by the township in writing. 6, the applicant shall enter into development agreement, financial security, stormwater operations, and maintenance agreements as prepared by the township solicitor in coordination with the applicant. 7, the township manager is authorized to execute all necessary documentation to accomplish this subdivision approval in consultation with the township engineer and solicitor. Resolved this 11th day of March 2024 at a public meeting of the Board of Supervisors.
Second.
Motion is made by Supervisor San Francisco, seconded by Supervisor Chanlis. Is there any board discussion?
Just like caveat with the consultation with the neighbor.
Caveat conversation with the neighbor. Outside of that, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those all those opposed, motion carries unanimously 4-0. Congratulations. Thank you for your investment in Newtown.
We would like to thank you for your opportunity and for the consideration and also for taking us out of Wood this evening. Thank you.
You're welcome, Mr. Angelos. Take care, everyone. Okay. We'll now move to the report, section 9.1, report from the Township Engineer, Mr. Johnson.
Good evening. Just a few
Good
quick
evening,
updates.
Eric.
How you doing?
Good. Thank you for that.
You're still upright, so I think you're doing pretty good there. Few quick updates. Route 3, as you can clearly see, they are still vigorously working out there, mostly on the stormwater and underground utility work and widening of the road, more so down to the section kind of near SAP end. And they're going to be continuing that for the next few weeks, and then they'll move down towards the Bryn Mawr end. Also, the signal contractor is doing some of the pulling wires and some of the preliminary work for the signal upgrades. The township last week submitted the Green Light Go grant application to PennDOT for traffic signal detection at various intersections, as you guys had adopted the resolution for support of that at our last meeting. For Greer Park, we had a pre-application meeting with the PADEP to review the scope of the project with them and get feedback and evaluation of the review and the permitting process that will be required with PennDOT. So we're now working through that information and getting from there. And then we're also just working on the various stormwater and roadway capital projects that you had authorized the borough staff to proceed with. And we're anticipating within the next month or so, we'll start getting some of those projects, including Glendale Road, the Gradyville and Bryn Mawr Avenue speed signs going towards bid.
Perfect. Any questions for the Township Engineer? Thank you very much, Mr. Johnson. 9.2, report from the Township Manager, Mr. Nease.
Yes, I just have a couple things this evening. Quickly, before I get into what's on the list, I just let you all know, as well as the residents, yes, we've had a lot of wind the last couple of days. We've had several trees down around town. Our public works team's been working in and out throughout the day and into the evenings, addressing those. If you have any concerns, please let the police know that in the evening they will let our public works team know so they can take care of it. So if something comes about, so I just want to make sure everybody knew that. I think we're due to have winds throughout the rest of the night. So just for safety for everybody's standpoint. A couple real quick things that are on the agenda. Tree labels, DCCD, which is Delaware County Community Development Department, is offering a $500 grant, and a couple members of the EAC would like to go through and get tree name tags for the trees that are over in, it's always called the Bishop Hollow Trail walkway across the street on the other side. I've talked to George. We think it's a good idea. We believe all the new trees should be labeled with what kind of trees they are and things like that. So we think the grant's good. We think it actually should go through the Shade Tree Commission and get approval from them. The problem is the grant's due April 1st. You meet again on the 25th, the Shade Tree Commission meets on the 28th. So they couldn't approve it and have it turned in and come back to you. So if you're in agreement, and you don't even need, I think, to vote on it, I just need, yes, you're in agreement. I will make sure it's on the Shade Tree agenda. If they vote yes, then we'll go ahead and process. It's $500. There's no match from the township. I don't think we want to turn down $500, but I do think it should go through the Shade Tree. Is
It's
that
the same
acceptable?
kind of labeling that is on the Goshen Trail.
It would be a
right?
similar type of labeling. That's what we would like to continue to do. And then the next thing I have for you is just kind of a quick update. We think about 60 folks, 67 signed up to come to our township's Green Business Sustainability Mini Conference. I think it was very successful. Boron hosted that for us on Friday. We did have both Leonard and Tina there, and we had some news coverage. I don't know if anybody saw that. I think it was Channel 6, and I understand one of the other channels picked us up as well. So I think it was a positive for the township. In addition, if anybody wants to see the list of businesses, we have it on the chair over there, a list of businesses that have taken the pledge. But it was a good, and I think there's 2 additional ones. Yeah, it was a good event, I think, and very positive. I think it was enlightening for some folks to see what the township is doing. And I love the fact that it's just part of our DNA, who our team is here, not only with you as a board, but our public works team and our staff. We've been doing this for years. I know it's been something that's been like the emphasis the last 3 or 4 years, but I look back at the amount of time that we've spent doing, we understand what sustainability is all along. And so we focus at it on a lot of different levels. And so I just want to thank the board for their support and just say that I think we had a really good event that was well attended.
Yeah, and I think that, Sheila O'Sullivan Feeney, who's the
Yeah.
chair of the EAC and one of the co-chairs of the Green Business Coalition, really deserves a lot. Her and the EAC deserve a lot of the credit for putting that conference together. It was a great conference, as Steve said. Supervisor Roberts Lightcap and I attended. But not only was it a good conference to be able to see this Green Business Coalition, actually, the adage of putting pen to paper, seeing it kind of come up from the idea that the board supported a year ago and seeing what Sheila and them have able to turn it into. It was nice to be able to hear from our sustainability officer, Ms. Villanen. It was great for Steve to brag about what we have been doing as a township. And, there's always naysayers who think that, the township isn't doing enough or can do more. But what was amazing is that when Steve just did a 3-minute overview of what the township has been working on and what the township has accomplished in just a short amount of time, the sustainability director for the county, Ms. Francine Locke, said into the camera that Newtown Township is a leader when it comes to this. So those who think that we're not doing enough, or those who think that we're not doing anything, those who actually work in this industry, those who actually are professionals in this industry, have a different outlook, and instead are inspired and proud of the work that Newtown Township is doing in conjunction with our local businesses. And it's great to hear, and it's great to see, and it's great to watch that continue to grow and to flourish.
I'd just like to add the EAC and Sheila have done a great job, but it really does come up to the staff of this township, Public Works, Suzanne, Steve. They have, I think, to use Francine's term, they talk the talk and walk the walk. They just walk the walk, basically. They don't pat themselves on the back for what they do.
Yep.
And all the regulation things that Suzanne has to go through, all the paperwork and everything takes a lot of time. So I think you guys have all done a great job. It was a really nice event, and it was a great event for the businesses too. I think people made some connections. So it was twofold. So thanks again.
Perfect. Anything else, Mr. Neese?
That's all I have for this evening.
Perfect. Section 10, payments, 10.1. Can I get a motion approving the $715 escrow release payment to Raheem Connolly at 40 Harrison Drive for a completed grading project?
So moved.
Second.
Motion was made by Supervisor San Francisco, seconded by Supervisor Chanlis. Is there any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries unanimously. Section 11, bills, 11.1. Can I get a motion approving the 2023 bills on check register A dated March 11, 2024, totaling $15,225.05.
Second.
Motion was made by Supervisor Chanlis, seconded by Supervisor Roberts Lightcap. Is there any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries unanimously. 11.2, can I get a motion approving the 2024 bills on check register A dated March 11, 2024, totaling $193,955.59. Motion made by Supervisor Chanlis, seconded by Supervisor San Francisco. Is there any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries unanimously. Section 12, new business, 12.1. Can I get a motion accepting the 2022 audit?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is made by Supervisor Roberts Lightcap, seconded by Supervisor Chanlis. Is there any board discussion? The only thing I'll add is, Mr. Neese, correct me if I'm wrong, but we will have the independent auditor to come in and give a presentation to the public.
That is correct. Was unable to get him on this quick notice, but I wanted to get the document out and to the bonding agent and to the state.
And this document has also been reviewed by the elected auditors per the normal process.
That is correct.
Perfect. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries unanimously. 12.2, can I get a motion approving the advertisement for police officer candidates to establish a new hire eligibility list to draw upon for future police officer job openings? Motion is made by Supervisor San Francisco, seconded by Supervisor Chanlis. Is there any board discussion? Mr. Neese, do you have anything to add or supplement? It's pretty self-explanatory.
I just want to be clear for the public. We don't necessarily have any intention of hiring right now, but we have a potential that some officers are eligible to retire. This is just making sure we have a list together if we have somebody leave, because of how long it takes to go through the process.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries unanimously. 12.3, can I get a motion authorizing the township manager to sign the sewage facilities planning module application associated with 100 Hickory Lane as approved by the municipal authority?
Second.
Motion is made by Supervisor Chanlis, seconded by Supervisor Roberts Lightcap. Is there any board discussion? What are they doing? What is it, a single family home? What are they doing at Hickory?
It's a single family home. I think it was before you about 2 months ago, maybe two, I think. I can't remember if it's been in the new year or at the end of last year. I know it was before you. It's the one that's at the end of Tennis. It's a single family home that sits right there. It's the Tennis dead ends into Hickory. Well, I'm probably doing that wrong.
John McBlain, the one that John McBlain's representing?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, all right, that's it. I was drawing a blank on that. Okay,
and that does go to the CDCA.
got it. Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries unanimously. 12.4, can I get a motion approving the advertisement of a management level employee who will be dedicated to the municipal authority business? Motion is made by Supervisor Chanlis, seconded by Supervisor San Francisco. Mr. Neese.
This was this we discussed pretty heavily in the budget process. That we think that there's probably a need for somebody who would focus on the work for the municipal authority. I would still serve as the operations manager. This person would work under me, with probably the idea that eventually that person would take that role over. That's the goal. But the municipal authority feels the need for some more attention with that, and I think it's probably true. I'm kind of spread a little thin going in multiple directions, so this will help direct that. We put it in their budget, and then it was in your budget as a revenue, as well as the expense, revenue from the municipal authority, and then an expense, just so everybody understands. Currently, the township staff serves as the operating staff for the municipal authority, and we bill back our time. We have a budgeted amount that we bill back each year, and that gets billed back, and then the township uses that to offset the cost of having those folks on staff. So that's what that is. And this would just be somebody who's pretty much, that's what their dedication is versus doing multiple things in the township.
Any other questions for the township manager? All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, motion carries unanimously. Section 13 is old business. We have no old business. We've covered 14 and 15. 16 is board comment. The only thing I have to add is the CRC Creek cleanup at Drexel Lodge Park, which is this Saturday at 9 a.m. It is a great event. It's a fun event, and it's instant gratification to be able to see the fruits of your labors as you pull debris out of our waterways. So if you can make it, Drexel Lodge Park, 9 a.m. Any other board comment? Okay, now we'll move to section 17, public comment. If there's any members of the public who have anything they'd like to add. Seeing none, this meeting's adjourned. Thank you, everyone.